It's been nearly 2 weeks since the funeral procession for a former Navy SEAL sniper. Chris Kyle brought out thousands of Central Texans along Interstate 35. And for the first time tonight, we're hearing from Chris's only sibling, his brother, who lives right here in Central Texas. He sat down exclusively with our Julie Hayes.
Jeff and Chris Kyle were born 4 years apart, and Chris was more than Jeff's big brother.
Pulled each other's chains all the time and pushed each other's buttons, definitely.
The two rodeoed together, worked ranches together, hunted. Their dad taught them to shoot at the ripe old age of 8.
Dad he brought us up with firearms.
And they both loved their country, joining the military around the same time. Jeff, a Marine. Chris, a Navy SEAL. Chris became known as possibly the best sniper in the military.
I was happy when he made the decision to get out and be a family man, spend more time with his family. I did the same, and we were all going to be a family again.
But that all changed on February the 2nd.
The shooting death of the man called America's deadliest sniper.
When Jeff got a phone call from his dad.
My dad called me.
And can you tell us a little bit about that conversation?
He called me and told me that my brother had been shot and that he wasn't with us anymore.
Chris and a friend were shot and killed at a shooting range in North Texas. The alleged killer, a veteran Chris was trying to help. Reports say the man suffered from PTSD. Jeff says that's no excuse.
It is an illness, but it's not an excuse. That you can live your life with it, and you can push through. You can survive. You can go on with normal activities in life, and not be an idiot. And it's being abused, the term PTSD, and it's not right.
In the days that followed, the nation mourned. Thousands attended a service at Cowboy Stadium, and the funeral procession to the Texas State Cemetery drew thousands more to the roadside between Dallas and Austin. Jeff was just behind the hearse, and what he saw, he could barely believe.
Trying to see it through teary eyes, I mean, it was incredible. Just, I can't put into words what I felt and what the family felt seeing that. It was incredible. And then to see men, women, children standing in the rain, some of them in business suits, overalls, it didn't matter who they were. Some of them had never met Chris, never heard of him before. And just the patriotism that was shown Monday and Tuesday was just incredible. And I couldn't be more happy and more proud to call myself a Texan, an American, to witness that.
It was a trip down I-35 that almost wasn't. Chris could have been buried at Arlington National Cemetery, but Jeff knew that's not what his brother would have wanted.
And I didn't think that Chris wanted to be there because that was too high profile for Chris. Chris would be happier just underneath an oak tree out in somebody's pasture somewhere.
And while he died a best-selling author and a national hero, Jeff says all he'd want to be remembered as is Chris.
He wanted to be known as just Chris Kyle, just Chris Kyle, that's it. Not the legend, not Chris Kyle the sniper. He was Chris Kyle, and that's who he was, a family man.
A brother by birth and a brother in uniform.
At the end, when it was all over, to have to walk past my brother's casket and to give my final salute to my brother was the hardest.
By the way, Jeff told Julie that he and his wife just had a baby girl. Her due date was February 5th. Chris died on February 2nd, but because the baby came early, she was able to meet her Uncle Chris just days before he was killed. Jeff says he knows that's why his baby girl came a little bit early and surprised the family with her early arrival.